Hey, story explorers, what if you were the only fairy who couldn't fly? Wings, she's got them. Magic? Oh yeah. But every time she tries to take off, boop, right back on the ground. This is the story of the little fairy who cannot fly yet, because sometimes the real magic, it comes when you least expect it. Ready to find out what happens? Let's go. Once upon a time, deep in the heart of a magical forest, there lived a tiny fairy named Fay. She had the most beautiful, delicate wings, though, unlike the other fairies in the village, her wings didn't shimmer with sparkles. In fact, they barely fluttered. She couldn't fly at all. While the other fairies zipped through the air, playing among the trees and dancing with fireflies, Fay could only watch, longing to join them. Fay wasn't sad because she was different. At first she thought she just needed to try harder, like the other fairies did. So every day she would flap her wings as hard as she could, hoping to lift herself into the air, but no matter how hard she tried, she just stayed firmly rooted to the ground. One morning, as Fay sat under a grand ancient tree, watching her friends race through the air, her best friend Trixie zoomed past her with a wide grin. "Come on, Fay, let's race to the sparkling waterfall. Last one there is a slowpoke," Trixie called out, flying in circles around her. Fay's heart sank. She wanted to join so badly. She flapped her wings again, willing herself to take off, but nothing happened. Her wings trembled, but she stayed in place. Trixie zipped away, leaving Fay behind, and Fay could only watch as her friend disappeared into the sky. That afternoon, the fairy elders gathered all the children in the village for an important announcement. Elder Willow, the wisest fairy in the village, stood before them with a twinkle in her eye. "Today," she began, "is the day of the great fairy sky dance. It's a celebration of all the beautiful flying dances we do in the sky. We'll all be performing, and the winner will receive the golden petal trophy, which will be displayed in the heart tree for the next year." All the fairies cheered, fluttering their wings in excitement. Fay's heart sank even further. She knew she couldn't join in the sky dance. How could she possibly dance in the air like the others when she couldn't even lift off the ground? Later that evening, as the stars twinkled above the village, Fay sat on a soft patch of moss, her wings drooping sadly at her sides. She watched the other fairies practicing their dances in the air, laughing and giggling with joy. "I'll never be like them," Fay whispered to herself, feeling the weight of her wings. "Why can't I fly like all the other fairies?"
Just then, she heard a soft voice behind her. It was Elder Willow, who had been watching her from a distance. "Fay," Elder Willow said, sitting beside her, "I see that you are troubled. What's on your heart?" Fay looked up at her with wide, sad eyes. "I can't fly like the others, Elder Willow. How can I possibly be part of the sky dance when I can't even leave the ground?" Elder Willow smiled kindly. "My dear, not all magic is about flying. Your wings may not carry you through the sky, but you have a very special gift. You see, the world around you, the flowers, the trees, the animals, those things all have their own kind of magic. You can see the beauty in them, Fay. You notice the tiny details that others might miss. This is your gift." Fay was puzzled. "But how does that help with the sky dance?" she asked. Elder Willow chuckled softly. "Sometimes, my dear, the magic of the world is not just in soaring through the skies. You may have the power to bring out the beauty that no one else can see. Now, I want you to remember this gift as you take part in the sky dance tomorrow." The next day arrived, and all the fairies gathered in the village clearing for the great fairy sky dance. The air was filled with excitement and laughter as the young fairies fluttered around, practicing their twirls and flips. Faye stood in the middle of the group, her heart racing. She wasn't sure what to do, but she remembered Elder Willow's words about seeing the beauty in the world. When it was Faye's turn, she took a deep breath and stepped into the center of the clearing. All the eyes of the fairies were on her, but instead of feeling nervous, Faye felt something warm and peaceful inside her. She closed her eyes and focused on what she could do, not on what she couldn't. Faye began to hum a soft, gentle melody, a tune that she often heard the wind whistle through the trees. As she hummed, she lifted her arms and moved slowly, gracefully, as if she were dancing with the very earth beneath her. The ground around her seemed to respond to her magic. As Faye moved, the flowers on the ground around her began to bloom in beautiful patterns. The leaves on the trees rustled and shimmered with a golden light. The butterflies that fluttered nearby danced in a circle around her. The sunlight above her shifted, casting beautiful rays that made everything sparkle. The other fairies, who had been soaring through the sky in their fast and fancy dances, stopped to watch. They were amazed. Faye's dance wasn't like theirs, but it was beautiful in its own way. It was as if the entire forest had come alive with her song. Trixie, who had been the fastest fairy in every race, fluttered down to Faye and smiled. "I never knew you could do magic like that, Faye. You're amazing." The fairy elders, too, were impressed. Elder Willow fluttered down and placed a golden petal in Faye's hand, a symbol of her unique magic. "You have shown us all that magic comes in many forms," Elder Willow said warmly. "Your dance was not about flying, but about seeing the beauty in the world around you. You have a gift, Faye, that is all your own." Faye beamed with pride. She had been afraid of being different, but now she realized that her difference was her strength. Her wings didn't need to lift her into the air. They helped her see the magic that others couldn't. She didn't need to fly like the others. Her magic was just as powerful. From that day forward, Faye was no longer sad about her wings. She embraced her unique gift and used it to make the world more magical every day. The forest became a more beautiful place because of the little fairy who couldn't fly, but who had the magic to make everything else shine. And so, Faye learned that sometimes the greatest magic is not about what you can do, but about who you are.